And of course, he's got the black curl hair, so like this kid has no chance at straight hair.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be wavy. Get them waves going. Speaking of hair, look at our guy in this panel. He's got some great hair.
He
That
tamed
hair
it.
kicks ass.
You guys, I'm gonna let you in on a secret.
What's that?
It's a weave.
Yo, my flat too, yo. My weave person is on point.
Yeah.
Oh
How
shit!
it's stitched in.
But before we dive into this too far, let me just pop this up and then we'll get into this wonderful film review.
Fuck yeah.
Where the fuck?
Happy New Year to you, each and every one of you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's our first episode on Popcorn and Pints. We're kicking the year off pretty well. But I will say this, people. First rule of Popcorn and Pints, don't talk about popcorn and pints. Second rule of Popcorn and Pints, don't talk about popcorn and pints. And with that being said, again, when I shut up, we're all going to start talking again to enjoy the review of Fight Club and Old School, brought to you in 2022. Me and the P&P crew, not talking about you. Let's go, boys. Let's go. I figured I'd get the whole R. Kelly thing out of the way just in case we couldn't.
Was that what you were trying to do?
Yeah. Because, it's part of what we do. We add R. Kelly into every podcast episode. That, him and Sex in the City.
Yes.
Okay, this does come up.
But,
that miniseries is almost done, too.
Is it really?
So, yeah.
I have not watched any of it.
No, I haven't either. Hopefully there's... Well, did you guys see what happened with Mr. Big? Anyway.
Oh, yeah, he's a rapist.
Yeah. That's the way to put it. That was so funny because the whole thing started. He dies in the show, and
he
then
didn't want to do it anyway. It's like,
yeah, he didn't.
So really, can we just do we blame him by default, or are we
For what?
waiting over this? Is like his.
Listen, I never said he was not at least partially responsible.
I'm starting to feel like he was responsible. I don't want to admit it before, but he's definitely responsible. These allegations coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to get married. He wanted to get raping.
he had other business on his
Yeah, he was like, hey, I was driving and then I saw this chick and I just fucking jumped out the car. I had to do it. I had to run into the alley. That's why I'm late. Baby, you gotta forgive me.
Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Cheers
2022.
to Betty White. Here's to Betty.
Yeah.
Yes. This one's for Betty White. It's a shot of 100 proof comfort. This is all I'm drinking, though. So.
And they're gonna have an event in 2 weeks on her birthday.
So close to
100. Yeah, 100 birthday anniversary documentary. She didn't make it, but they're still gonna do the movie.
They should. I feel like they should. They have it done. Why not? She was great.
Yeah.
Celebrate her.
Yeah. Fathom Events or whatever the fuck that shit is.
What the hell was her name on the Golden Girls?
Rose,
that's right. I was trying to remember it the other day. I was like
Also?
Blanche, Estelle, Rose, and I can't remember the other one.
She was really hot too, like back in whatever 1940 or whatever the fuck. She was,
Yeah,
in 20. Yeah, she was like, woo.
All right, so I got something
Let's talk
funny
to her.
to say about this. So earlier, I was in my group chat with my guys, my cousins and shit, and I was like, damn. I was like, Betty White died today. My cousin was like, damn, rest in peace. I wanted to hit that. He was being dead serious though. But I was just like, wow. I had nothing.
wow.
But also, I was gonna say, it's rest in peace to John Madden. He died last week as well.
Yeah.
Which was just
John Madden.
yeah.
He did so
I mean,
much
if you're a football
greatness
fan-
ruining video games.
Between being a football fan or a video game fan of the franchise, you've heard his voice. So yeah, rest in peace to John Madden.
Damn.
2021. Fuck you.
We thought EA Sports games or Madden games got bad with all the microtransactions and other crazy shit before he was gone. Imagine now.
That's what I was talking about. This picture.
I missed it.
Hang on.
Oh, I saw this.
This shit was great.
Yep, I saw this.
Don't worry.
It's coming.
Damn, man. Here's my cough, by the way. If I do start coughing, I'm going to try to mute every time I do.
Betty White and Easy E. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
is that
how that's easy.
Ah,
Yeah, he's high as fuck in this, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Like he is fucking high as fuck. But like, where is she? That's what I'm kind of wondering. Cause like, who's that behind him? Is that who I think it is?
It's not me.
I mean, she was hanging out. Oh, this was some kind of party. Okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Dude,
funny.
she was just awesome. She could show up anywhere at any
Yeah.
time. And she was a fucking comedian until she died.
Yeah, very, very true.
pretty much. The fucking vagina line, man. I swear
That
to
is that is one of the funniest things I've ever read. One of my favorite quotes from her that I've seen.
God.
what
Sticks
was
with
it?
you, you know? What
Hold
is
on, I
it?
sent it. I'm looking at here. It is. Betty White quotes. Why do people say grow some balls? Balls are weak and sensitive. If you want to be tough, grow a vagina. Those things
Yep.
can take a pounding.
Yep. Yep. Love it. Fucking
That was
Betty.
a perfect quote to read for this podcast as well.
It does.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
That's how we remember Betty.
Yeah, beautiful. No, she was hilarious though. She was hilarious.
Ah.
We should probably talk about these movies.
Yeah. So let's jump
First
in.
of the year.
Should we?
James isn't here. James set the bar really low.
yeah. What the fuck?
2022 already.
Yeah,
I'm already
listen,
disappointed.
He missed 3 shows today. He missed
Yeah,
Manic Cannon. He missed the Sir's 34-year anniversary, and now he's missing this.
Wait, he was out of town, right?
Yeah.
That's no excuse.
This is the problem with James. He
he's
is
white.
first.
Yeah, we gotta just say it. You know, Caucasity.
He puts
This
his
man.
wife and her happiness first, and just he just shuts us out like we're stepkids or step.
The Caucasity.
See, what
Yeah.
happens is if he doesn't do that, then she goes raw dogging him without lube when
Wow.
they do their special time. you know?
Wow.
Yeah,
Went to a dark place.
get that finger in your bum.
It's in James's memory. I have to.
So,
I have to.
so he's just okay.
Sir Pegs a lot.
Yeah,
If he was here, he would just make this sound even worse. Where he's just like, you know what, James, you won. You said it about yourself, but you won. You sick bastard.
I believe that's referred to as a greasy strangler.
Oh my gosh! I can't wait for you to watch that movie, Chris. The Greasy Strangler. Hilarious, fucked up.
the greasy strangler.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's out there, Ibrahim.
You Abraham, you would have to not allow yourself to DNF it.
No, man, come on. What the fuck?
So, Chris, we'll start with you because you're the minority.
That's true.
Oh,
Rating?
Caucasian
Yeah,
Chris.
I'm not used to that.
What's your early?
I'm the
rating?
only white tonight. Okay.
You look so nervous. You like looking to your side like, oh shit, what do I do?
I don't know what to say.
So early.
What are we
rating
starting with?
Fight Club.
I'll go 10. I'll go 10. I don't. So I've seen this movie. I've seen bits and pieces like over the years. It was a while. I forgot when this movie came out.
Like 01, I think.
It's 90.
Or was it
99.
nine? Was
It's
it
99.
99?
Yeah,
So I didn't watch it at first.
99 was a good year.
And then I remember kind of seeing bits and pieces. And then a couple years later, I finally watched it. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is good.
1990.
But I wasn't into. I don't think I was into movies the way I am now. So when I watched it this past week, I'm like, this is fucking insane and all over the place and awesome.
Okay.
So, because I remember the scenes, but I didn't remember any of the dialogue. That's for sure, or the writing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
but I'm giving it a 10. Like, there's so many great fucking one-liners. It's just insane. You're watching this shit happen. You can't believe that they're actually doing it. Yeah. Entertaining all around.
Okay. What about you, Ibrahim?
Yeah, this is a 10 for me. Like, this is probably one of the first, like, plot twist movies that I remember, like, being like, oh, shit! You know?
Yeah.
It has that going for it. Like, there's something about it that's very... Now, me and my friend, like, when we did our, like, top 100 list, we talked about this film, because it was on both of our lists. This film would never get made today. Impossible.
Yeah, there was like
it would get canceled before it even took off. It's about, first off, they're all white, it's all men, and they're terrorists. And to be completely honest, like, the people who believe in this type of ideology now, they do some real killing. You know, this is kind of a cutesy, oh, we just blew up some banks so there's no debt. I mean, that's still pretty bad. But to see, like, and what's weird too is, like, you know, the writer was the guy who wrote the novel. I think it's Chuck Peckinpah, like, wrote this as a way of kind of undermining this type of, you know, mentality. It's like, hey guys, this is really stupid and fucked up. If you go down this route, you're dooming yourself, and so you need to not do it. This is a satire of that type of mentality, but unfortunately, a lot of people didn't get it, and so they kind of drank the Kool-Aid, even though it's not supposed to be Kool-Aid. Anyway. Yeah,
they do basically start a terrorist organization.
It's a straight up cult. It's a terrorist cult, and they do terrorism.
Yeah.
Like, that's the end of the movie, is they do a gigantic terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, you know, it's so funny and it's so kind of like whatever cheeky that you can kind of, you don't think about it. And again, at the time, like in 99, it's not like people were actively, who believed in these things, were like doing bad stuff to people. It's almost like the world has gotten so fucked up that something like this has to be seen in a different light. Because at the time, it's like, oh, this would never happen, right? There would never be a group of men who get together who are mad because they can't get laid and would go around killing people, right? That wouldn't happen, right? Oh, shit. Never mind. So that kind of puts a damper on some of it. But I love the film. It's definitely one of the films that, like, there's so much great, like, this is like peak Edward Norton. It's peak, what's his name too? Brad Pitt. And even the directing from, what's his name too?
Fincher.
Fincher is, like, it's amazing. And there's so much to, like, really enjoy about this film, and the way it weaves the narrative. It's just, like, perfect. You know, I love it. I love the movie. So yeah, great. It's a 10 for me.
Okay. Chris?
This is a classic. I mean, Ibrahim pretty much lays it all out, and we're gonna get into depth on a bunch of stuff with him. But yeah, this is a 9-10 movie all day. I rarely ever met a person who was like, Fight Club's garbage. They just don't appreciate certain things that some of us look out for, and that you should be paying attention to when you look for movies, like a good story that flows or confuses you and then ties in. You know, things that, you know, change up on you, but it's done well. It's done cohesively, and, like, the acting's fucking phenomenal. So 9 for me.
Okay. It's a 9 as well for me. I'm not even gonna try to bullshit you guys. I try to think of making some shit up, but couldn't think of anything.
I didn't know where you were gonna go when you took that little pause there. I thought it was gonna be negative. You were gonna go low or what?
Like, in my mind, I was like, I should just say this movie fucking sucks, just because Chris said he never heard somebody say that. But I wouldn't be able to sell it. No, this movie was awesome, especially with the twist and all that shit. Just like, oh shit, because I've only seen this movie one time, years ago, and I didn't really remember it. So I'm like, okay. It was like watching it again with fresh eyes, but you know,
yeah, I remembered the basic story and the big twist and the plot, but I didn't really remember any of the dialogue. So as I was watching it this time, I'm like, this is some great fucking writing in this movie too.
Mm-hmm. It's excellent. There's a lot of, it just does such a great job of, like, kind of attacking the modern sort of world that we live in, really, and just, like, how kind of nihilistic it can make you if you kind of, because there's this lack of meaning. And actually that's kind of the way they define sort sort of some of the problems that have arisen in this era. Well, it's talking about like the 2010s really to the present. So this is kind of ahead of its time, but like it's the crisis of meaning is the term they coined for that, which is this like people who feel aimless. They feel like I don't have any purpose. I don't have anything to do. There's no great thing. Society isn't telling me to do anything other than consume. Like that's your purpose in life is to consume. And some people, they take that and it fucks with them and it makes them need more. And sometimes what they find is these kind of crazy groups of people who say, oh yeah, your purpose is to change society back to a way when it was better and more pure. And, you know, by doing that, you need to like, you know, join this fight club, get beat up, and then fucking blow up some buildings.
Yeah. And kudos to Meatloaf on his acting abilities as Bob.
Yeah, Bob with the tits.
Yep. He was wearing a fat suit filled with like birdseed.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. That doesn't sound cozy.
Yeah, he's great. There's a lot of good performances in this.
Yeah,
like from
it
the
was-
like bit player people.
There, yeah, all like for just the physical toll that these actors had to go through. Like, I don't know how they pulled off a lot of it.
Just dedication, great acting, fucking.
I
I
killed.
get there's
So one thing I did read, Brad Pitt voluntarily went to the dentist to have pieces of his front
I'm
teeth
an
chipped
idiot. Wow.
to, you know, for the role because he didn't want his teeth to look perfect for that kind of fighter role, and then got them like fixed afterward.
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know how I do that, but
Yeah,
that's
that's what-
dedication.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jared Leto's in this movie too.
That does also
Yeah,
rich ass shit.
which character was he?
They don't really have names, but it's like Angel Face was like the good-looking guy. I remember,
Okay,
like at
was
one
that
point
the-
they get
was
into a
that the
fight.
blonde? Was that
Yeah,
the
he's a
blonde
blonde.
kid?
He's like they get into a fight, and he like beat the shit out of him. He's like, I just felt like destroying something
Something
pretty
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
He beats the fucking shit out of him.
I meant to look up what his character actually was after I saw his
Yeah.
name and I forgot.
Yeah, he's
But
in it.
like my money was on that character after I had.
Another guy, Holt McCallney. So he's like a David Fincher, like he's in a bunch of his movies. He's in Manhunter. He's the other guy in he's one of the two guys in Manhunter.
I wasn't a big fan of that show.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I wasn't in love with it either. But yeah, this is where they got started, where they met. Yeah, and I mean Helen Bonham Carter is great in this too. She's like
She's
the
great.
basically the only like female character. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
other people that they meet. Like there was that one lady at the what is it? It's like the cancer. Remember that? There's like that cancer.
Oh, the cancer group.
Yeah,
she's
group.
Talking about how she knows
She's
she's
like,
gonna die.
I'm gonna
She
die. I
wants
just want to
get
fuck
laid.
somebody.
She wants to get laid one
Yeah,
last time.
yeah. Anybody want to fuck me? Like,
And then she starts talking about what she has back in her apartment.
yeah.
That was a great scene.
Someone should have just granted her that wish, you know?
Why not?
Be a
I don't
gentleman.
know. Would you like she had no hair at that point?
There's
she
wigs.
can keep the bandana on and her wig.
Put a bandana on.
There's wigs. And
Yeah, that was the funny part too, because everyone was like, "I don't think so."
Hmm.
Even though they all have cancer, and they're all
I
like,
don't think
dying
you
of
can
it.
catch cancer that way if you don't have it.
No.
Well, I'm saying they're like, I'm not that desperate, because there are other people that are dying too, basically, and they're just like, I'm not gonna fuck her. Like, that's what you know is bad when you're in a group of a bunch of people who are all gonna die. They're like, yeah, I'm probably gonna die in like a week, but I don't think I'm gonna spend my time.
I'm
fucking
good.
I would probably,
That's some really dark shit.
I don't know, man. I'd probably try and put it anywhere and everywhere at that point.
Maybe. I mean, the guy who wrote this, he wrote another book that became a movie about a sexaholic who goes to Sexaholic Anonymous meetings to fuck women and guys or whoever he can. So it's a recurring theme in his work. Go to these meetings and bang people.
I never, like I said, I never watched this in the theater. I watched it some number of years after it came out on tape, and I knew it was popular and people loved it. So when I went and looked up like trivia and notes, like the studio wasn't super thrilled about this movie, and they were sure they were going to lose money on it. Like, and it didn't really do that great at the box office. It wasn't until it came out on home video that it just fucking caught fire.
They probably lost money on the initial release, and they probably didn't make like the fiscal year this thing came out. They probably lost money on it, but after that, it became successful.
It's crazy. It's like it's one of the biggest cult classics. It's not even a cult classic. Like it's now like you wouldn't even think of that term now. But this movie didn't really catch fire until it came out on video at the time.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like it's just like a different era, like the way that because then also being on television was really important, like HBO and shit like that. I feel like that's where a lot of these movies got seen. In that era, like before the streaming era, it's like you'd have something when it was at Blockbuster, when it was on television, it would pick up like very quickly once people really started watching it. And I know that's what happened with like the Shawshank Redemption. People started watching that on TV. Once it was on TV, it was like immediately people were like, "Oh, that movie's amazing! The movie's amazing!" It's almost like there was never a time when it wasn't good, but when it was in theater, no one saw it, which is kind of this weird paradox.
Yeah,
it is, and that's kind of what happened. Like this, like the studio was restructuring how Fincher wanted to market this movie because of already try to anticipate the loss they were going to get on it and stuff like that. Like it was crazy.
They probably wanted to cut the marketing budget. That's probably what they wanted. They were like, "Fuck it."
And so there were two producers on this movie, and one of them met with Russell Crowe for Tyler Durden's part and wanted to give it to Russell Crowe. The other producer met with Brad Pitt, and because he was the more senior producer, he got his way. So it was almost Russell Crowe and Edward Norton.
interesting.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked as well as this, but I mean, he was like, because he was about to do Gladiator around the same time.
Yeah.
So Russell Crowe was, I mean,
I don't know. It's interesting.
it wouldn't have worked as well, but
I mean, we say that because we've seen this with Brad Pitt, and it's been however many years now, and that's what's been ingrained into our head. So I feel like it's hard to give that a fair shake to say Russell Crowe to see Russell Crowe in that role.
What makes it work is like Brad Pitt is such an avatar of like, because like how in the Matrix, like you go in the Matrix and then when you're in there, you like, I forget, the digital self-image is what they call it, where it's like you present yourself the way you think of yourself in your head.
Right.
Like Brad Pitt is the digital self-image of many men, especially the core audience of this, like a white guy. You think of yourself like these, like these white, like they think of themselves as Brad Pitt. That's how they view themselves to the world. They're not. They're not at all.
There are some similarities here, though.
Yeah.
Face structure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
The hair.
What's hilarious is
He's our own Brad Pitt.
If you're fans of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if you watch interviews that Rob McElhenney does after he got ripped for the show, when he talks about his workout regimen and shit like that, he talks about going to a personal trainer and the trainer asking him, what does he want to look like? And then the trainer immediately following up and say, don't fucking say Brad Pitt from Fight Club. Every dude that I fucking talk to comes in and says that, and you're not going to get that.
Yeah. I mean, you could, but you'd have to starve yourself and also dehydrate yourself, and then you'll look like that for about 2 minutes on a good day.
Yes.
You can't do that if you don't have a studio backing you and paying everything to the point where you can't do nothing but work out and do.
Well, I won't say who, but there was an actor that they rumored for a Marvel film did HGH and steroids, and he got pretty in shape. Now, people were saying like it like permanently altered the way that he looked. So you got to kind of, again, like it's one of those things, like it is a standard that the normal human being can never meet.
No,
ever.
I mean, and if you want to talk Marvel, look at Kumail for fucking his Eternals role. Holy shit. And even he's talked about how that's kind of fucked him up mentally when it comes to how he looks.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's not easy. But like, again, like you were saying, he was able to get in that kind of shape because they paid for him to do everything. I mean, basically for a year, they paid for him to just work out and get in shape like that. And so, yeah, I mean, if you paid me $50,000 a year to just work out, yeah, I'd probably look pretty good at the end of that year.
They probably paid more than that, honestly.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah.
It was probably like
50 grand all it takes. Especially being on the West Coast, you're going to need a little more than that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like out of pocket that went to him because like they paid for the trainer, they paid for him to stay wherever, they paid for him to go and to the gym, so he didn't have to pay for any of that. But he also got paid on top of that, just for doing the work.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it's insane the kind of shape that, of course, Brad Pitt was in for this movie. And kind of the iconic, probably male setting that it's set for years to come.
Think so?
I do.
I mean,
I am for Frank the Tank.
Yeah, I'm more of a Frank the Tank build.
Yeah.
that's a lot easier to succeed.
So, and then again, for they refer to in the all the trivia and like behind the scenes shit I was reading, the narrator role that Edward Norton does. They kept referring to that as just unnamed narrator, but the studio wanted a sexier name than Edward Norton for that, like Matt Damon.
It could have been interesting.
It also considered Sean Penn at one point.
No.
And it was Fincher that specifically called out Edward Norton because of his role in The People vs. Larry Flint from '96.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a hot commodity in the '90s. Edward Norton.
He had a window.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, he was the Hulk at one point.
Yeah, and then it ruined him. The gamma radiation got to him.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it went to his head.
Also, first choice for Marla, Janine Garofalo. That was David Fincher's first choice.
Janine the Fiend. I mean, I can see that because like you want someone who's like kind of. Janine Garofalo is another person like she had a moment at that time for sure. If you talk about like comedic actresses, like she was a person that came to mind. That's for sure. Yeah, it would have put a more like comedic spin on it.
I mean, she said she accepted the part, but it was basically Edward Norton that was like didn't think she was right, so they didn't cast her.
Yeah, I feel like the thing about Helena Bonham Carter is like I don't know if she was dating what's his face at that point. No. She married the director with Tim Burton.
Oh.
But like she's very super goth emo person in this movie, and she does it like really well. But that's like what they went for. Like I feel like with Janine Garofalo would have been more like a comedic random chick you meet like at a comic book store or something. Whereas she's like a super dark, like very like morbid person, and it just works.
I understand that thought, but I feel like comedians can play some of the darkest roles out there because a lot of the comedy comes from pain anyway, at least for the successful comedians. I feel like you gotta go through some shit to make and write good jokes. I feel like. About it.
I can see that. I can definitely see that to an extent.
Here's money-wise, here's something insane. Brad Pitt made $17.5 million for this movie. Edward Norton was paid $2.5.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is around the time he was one of the most, or the highest paid.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Just because those, the two starring roles, that is such a discrepancy. It's insane to think of.
Yeah.
That's the Pippin syndrome.
Kinda is.
Yeah, but I think Pippin didn't take it as well as Edward Norton did.
Yeah, no.
Scotty's fucking pissed about
He's
that.
still mad.
He's hella mad. He's more mad now than he was in the 90s.
Yeah, he was.
He was pissed off about the Jordan doc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's pissed off about something. I don't know why. I think he's always wanted an excuse to talk shit about the whole situation, and this is just. He's like, okay, fuck it.
Just leave him though. So Scotty's just going through some shit. That's what his problem is.
Yeah, but he's a little out there, man.
I think he's getting divorced too.
He is. So he's
a little
going
out there.
shit.
Maybe he needs some money. Got to get that attention. All publicity is good publicity, right?
I mean, just like some of these interviews have been like insane that he's done like recently. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, we're talking about him now, so
Yeah, and like he did one interview and he's like fucking yelling at. He did this one interview with Dan Patrick and he's like, I think it was that one where he's just like yelling at him. It's like, would you not understand? Like, that was the one where he called Phil Jackson racist. It's like, do you not speak English?
Yeah.
Like, do you not understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, dude. And then he's like, oh, and by the way, this is my liquor. Buy my liquor. Because he has like an alcohol brand that he's backing.
Nice.
This guy's name on it.
Come on, Scotty. That's not the way you do it. That's not the way you brand shit. Send shit.
I know. Like, it's like, that has to be the worst way. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go on some sports talk show and like yell at the fucking host and say something that's going to get, picked up in an algorithm somewhere and some, sports news algorithm sites. Oh yeah, by the way, Scotty's bourbon. Drink Scotty's bourbon. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, buddy.
Yeah. Scotty, just send us some money. Send us some bottles. We'll promote it. We'll hand out some bottles to people that are 20 years and older. We'll promote it.
Promote just about anything I get for free. Sure.
Pay us. We'll promote your shit.
Yeah, we'd have a better mood. You can't be all angry and then tell people to buy shit. You gotta be polite. And
Yeah, we'll throw a fucking party in Albany.
Yep.
There you
Get
go.
people drunk on your shit, and they'll talk about it and they'll buy it.
Ibrahim will be there via video chat, but the rest
Yeah, I'll be the DJ. I'm in a booth, but I'm like on a fucking screen.
We'll do like the Marshall thing, the iPad with just the dummy body.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Get one of those. Yeah, is that with the iPad that has the wheels and the stand and everything? You can drive them around. Favorite scenes?
Feels real.
What do you think? Favorite scenes from Fight Club? I said there were some great one-liners in this movie. Like, I love the scene where Norton's flying around. And was he lost his luggage because they said it was vibrating or something? I don't remember what the specifics.
It was a dildo.
He's like 9 times out of 10, it's a razor. Sometimes it's a dildo, but we can't say your dildo. We have to say a dildo. We can't accuse. We can't just assume.
That part was funny.
That was hilarious.
That part was funny.
I think my favorite quote in the movie was when Marla said, the condom is the glass slipper of our generation. I'm just fucking dying.
Yeah, Marla is such a crazy, because wasn't there one, she's like, oh yeah, she calls him like, oh yeah, I took a bunch of pills.
Yep.
I'm going to kill myself. Just letting you know. And then, so then his alter ego shows up and fucks her.
Yeah.
For hours. Just fucking. That's it.
And that's so great because then you realize, because in his head he's still on the phone, and then because he's actually never on the phone. What actually happened is he hears that, and then in his head he goes to his alter ego, and his alter ego's like, okay, I'm gonna fuck her while you stay on the phone. So then he leaves the phone on the hook. He walks over to her house, fucks the shit out of her. It's just crazy. The movie's fucking crazy.
It is.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. He sees that as an opportunity. He's like, oh shit, I could fuck her before she dies.
Dude. And fucking when they were going to make soap and they robbed the fucking liposuction clinic.
That whole thing is great. And then he has that line about oh yeah, we sold it back for them for $20, but God knows how much they sold it to these other women. He's saying that we sold their fat back to themselves.
Yeah,
back to them. Yep.
Fucking crazy. That's hilarious and brilliant.
Yeah, all the weird side stuff that he does, and then of course there's the whole scene with he's the projectionist at night.
And then he's cutting in porn to kids movies.
He splices in, and then supposedly it's Brad Pitt's actual dick is in the fucking movie. At the end of the movie, at the end is one of the final frames. So.
And and then they're talking about in the theater. They're like, everybody saw it, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. They know what they saw.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it's one frame, you're just whoa, it registers, but not very strongly.
Did I see that type of
did I actually see a dick? It's like it makes you question yourself.
Was that a greasy strangler?
Oh gosh, I can't. I'm telling you, you're gonna quote that movie too. You're gonna laugh at this. It's fucked up.
What? I feel like I know the answer for Aaron, but fighting a celebrity. What celebrity would you fight?
Is it like a fight, or is it like a respectful fight?
No, legit fight.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
If it was respectful, oh shit.
The Island Boys.
That'd have to be like a real fight. You just because you guys are the closest friends because you both have the same first name, you guys have to fight those two.
I'm with it.
I'd go Tom Green in a heartbeat. Punch that fucker right in his face.
I'd love that. Didn't he do like a celebrity boxing thing?
I think he did.
I think he did. I hope he got his ass.
He needs to be fucking bare knuckled.
Yeah, dude.
Boom.
What about you, Puerto Rican Chris? Those who don't like Tom Reed at all.
You fight La Migra.
I've never really thought of anything like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I really don't like the dude Napoleon Dynamite. I don't like Tom Green.
Oh, Hater?
Well, I don't even know his name, bro.
John Heater.
There you
Better.
go.
Even though I did enjoy him in Benchwarmers a little bit.
Well, his actor beef is with. But,
Who's the Ibrahim want to punch?
Who I want to punch as a celebrity? That's a good question. I mean, I don't really have any like high level hateable people. Like, there are some people that I want. Like, who's that one fucking comedian? There's one comedian, I forget what his name is because he's so fucking irrelevant, but he's gone to like doing this really shitty like right wing comedy now. I love to punch that motherfucker, but I don't even remember his name because he's an irrelevant piece of shit. So I think it's Jim Gaffigan.
What?
I fucking punched that guy in the face.
He doesn't do anything political.
I think. No, am I thinking the right person?
Jim Gaffigan does not do politics humor.
Wait, Louis C.K. No,
it's not Louis C.K.
Oh, Chicken and
No,
Grits.
it's not Jim Gaffigan. It's someone else. I forget who it is.
black movies again, people. Black
Oh
movies.
boy.
Let's hope for Chris and James that it's not some serious black shit again. So they're not all nervous.
I will say, one of my other favorite parts of Fight Club was where they had to go start fights with random strangers.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Initiation.
Where the guy with the hose got the priest to fight him.
Yeah.
They had to fight and lose, purposely
Yeah.
lose.
That shit was really crazy. That shit was really crazy.
Stops
All
on
right, what
first.
are we watching next week? Is Cool Runnings on? Cool Runnings is on here. Come on, Cool. Oh, it's gonna pass Cool Runnings.
Soul
Don't be a menace. Holy shit.
42? 42?
Oh, Chadwick.
Yeah, Chadwick.
The Chad.
Those
Wakanda
two-
forever.
All right.
No crying, Chris. Those for both of you.
Why is Malcolm X on there? We watched that.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is. I'll get it.
Yeah, remove it.
I was testing you, Chris, to see if you can.
Aaron doesn't care about the math. Doesn't care about fucking up the
He's
probability.
throwing off the ratios.
Yeah,
For
like he
spinning
doesn't.
the
He
wheel.
just doesn't give a fuck.
It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Keanu. No. What is this one? I can't
Soul
see it.
Plane.
Soul Plane.
It's fucking Soul Plane.
42 and Soul Plane.
See, that would probably be Don't Be a Menace if Malcolm X wasn't on there.
Right?
Should be.
But Aaron doesn't give a shit, so
Listen,
that's what we're stuck with.
happens to the best of us, gentlemen.
42 and Soul Plane. All right.
Exciting? Excited? Yippee? Skippy? All right, I took Malcolm X off. So,
About time. Only a month late.
Hey, listen, better late than never. I'm starting 2022 off right.
I loved the ending of Fight Club too, where they bring Marlo up there and he got Edward Norton just shoots himself in the face to kill Brad Pitt's.
It's like, why do you have the gun in your mouth? No, I have the gun in our mouth.
Yeah, and then he right before everything blows up, he turns to Marlo. He's like, "You met me at a really strange time in my life," and then just everything fucking blows up.
Yeah.
Like that was fun.
I mean, that's what's crazy too, is they succeeded. They actually succeeded in creating this secret society cult thing that blew up a bunch of credit card company buildings.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, he should run for president. Like Tyler Durden should have run for president. You know, motherfucker doesn't sleep. You know? It'd be great.
Shit.
I stick with my 10, man. This was fucking. It's not like anything. It's not like a lot of stuff out there. It's pretty unique. I feel like it's got great writing, actors at their peak.
Yeah.
On top of that, and it just all fucking. It's insane, and it just all fucking works. Like you can't believe when you're watching this shit. I can't believe they're doing this. And the physical toll that it must have taken to like play these characters, like Edward Norton beating the shit out of himself, just insane.
Yeah, that scene was really funny when he needed to, like he beat the shit out of himself in front of his boss.
That was.
They fucking walk in and he's like, look like he got his ass beat because he didn't.
Or like the fight between him and Brad Pitt in the garage, and they cut to like the security monitor, and it's just him.
Yeah, it's him. He's like, and Brad Pitt is like fucking kicking his ass, doing karate and shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude is so out of his fucking mind that he imagines this other white dude is beating his ass, doing karate and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, how crazy are you?
That's some wild shit.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is some white shit.
Mental health history.
Wild.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's sticking with their right. I'm sticking with my 9.
Yeah.
You guys, Ibrahim and Chris.
Yep.
Oh, it's Jim Brewer. Yeah, Jim Brewer. I'd fight Jim Brewer.
I hate that
guy.
I
fucked that guy up because like his comedy was never funny, but now he's gone like super crazy and he's making jokes about like not getting vaccinated. Fuck that guy. I fucked that dude up.
Jim Brewer?
I didn't even like him in Half Baked.
Okay.
He does like impressions of like animals and shit. Like, oh, good for like that's his comedy.
Dude, he fucking opened for Metallica when I went to a Metallica concert. I'm like, what the fuck?
I would boo and throw something at him. I would throw some shit at him. Get the fuck out of here.
Horrible.
Like I would throw whatever I have. I'm throwing it at that motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what? I would. I don't know. Now thinking about him and Tom Green, I'd have to be a 3-way match. I want to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Kick both of their asses.
So just be a tag team. You two versus those two.
Ibrahim and I versus Tom Green. And
that's pretty fair because I also would love to get some shots in on Tom Green. That would be nice.
All right, it's a tag team match.
Yeah.
Daddy, would you like my 50? My 50?
You might.
Ibrahim and I are going to take on Tom Green and Jim Brewer.
And Puerto Rican Chris, who'd you say you didn't like again?
Fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
That would be funny if he showed up as Napoleon Dynamite, like, I'm gonna fight you. I hate you, man. You idiot.
Oh, he'd be destroyed, bro. He'd be so destroyed. I rip him limb from
No, but like instead of a fight, you guys would play. What was that? Like the game, like with the pole and the ball, or where the fuck? What's the you would play tetherball.
Real aggressive.
You have to play with tetherball.
Oh gosh.
That's your challenge. Defeat him at tetherball.
That would be like the equivalent of like Freddy Krueger being in front of me. Like, yeah, I'm making sure I win that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Try my best.
Yeah, Jim Brewer beat the shit out of that fucking guy.
That's nice to know who we all don't like. I feel like James will side with any of us, so James can fight the Island Boys because he seems like he'd get annoyed by them really quick.
We know where James's heart is at for 2022, and it's not here.
It really is.
No.
Wow.
It's with his family.
Yeah, I know. What a bunch of bullshit.
I thought we were his family.
We are.
His mama calls us his kids.
Her
Yeah.
kids. He's not here.
Really set the bar low.
He did 3 shows in one day. James. We thought we knew him.
Yep.
But,
On to old school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Early ratings.
I'll give it an 8.
When this movie out?
2003.
I didn't see this till 2006, 2007, and I still love it to this day.
It's funny.
I own it on DVD.
What would you give it?
Oh, this is a 9 for me, man. You got
Okay.
Spanish, you got Blue, you got Frank the Tank. You know, there's just too many things, man.
From the director of The Joker comes the new comedy sensation.
I watched this. I loved this movie when it came out. I had it on DVD. I don't know if I even still have that around anywhere, but I haven't seen it in a number of years. So when I went to watch this, I was excited because I knew I could at least. It's been so long that I can at least appreciate it again, and I felt like this movie fucking holds up. I think I give it a 10 still.
Okay.
Yep.
Like I think it's when you look at big budget comedies that come out in theaters and stuff like that with the names. I feel like this movie nailed everything.
Too many
Yeah.
funny
It's
parts.
fucking
man.
hilarious.
Too many funny parts.
It's just so fucking funny.
Poof. Yeah, it is.
We talked. I like with Fight Club. We talked about actors in their peak. This was Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, and even Luke Wilson in like their peak form.
Whatever happened to Luke Wilson?
Exactly.
Luke Wilson? Not Owen Wilson. Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he went a little more indie. I think.
So I think Luke Wilson. Yeah, I don't know. I think.
He toned it down and went.
Yeah, I think he wanted to take a step back. So yeah, I think that's what he did. Because yeah, he's been in some shit, and like that nobody sees anymore. Basically.
Yeah.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out, okay? If we were to do a remake of this with almost the entire same cast, he'd be the one person I would change, and I'd put Paul Rudd in his place.
Okay, I can take that. Yeah,
Paul Rudd could work.
I like Paul Rudd in anything. So
I wouldn't be mad.
you know,
I wouldn't.
Paul Rudd's winning.
Yeah.
But just for argument's sake, because you said the remake, don't you think they'd be kind of too old for the role, even though they did look older, well, they were supposed to look older than the cast anyway?
Oh yeah, right now they're in their 50s. They can't pull this off. They were supposed to be them in their late 30s.
There's a line in the movie where Luke Wilson's character says he's 30 years old, and he clearly looks like he's at least 30, 35, 37.
I'm 30. I just turned 30, guys. Like, get the fuck out of here. What am I gonna do with my life? I just turned 30.
Sturdy.
Fuck up.
I feel like you're gonna have a high rating on this based on all you kept sending voice messages in the group chat.
Oh, this is a 9 for me. This was fucking hilarious. This was fucking hilarious. And like, I haven't seen it. I seen it one time years ago, and as soon as I was watching it, some fucking funny parts. Frank the Tank running down the street naked. I was dying. He was like, "We're going streaking."
Will Ferrell was legit naked for this movie
I'm not
when
surprised.
it came to that streaking and party scene.
And she was like, "Who's going streaking?" He was like, "Us, all of us are back there."
Going streaking and then having your wife find you, being the wife, realizing that your husband running naked down the road, and him getting in the car with all our friends ass first was fucking hysterical. And then, honey, do you think KFC's still open? I was fucking dying.
It's cold out tonight, Frank.
What do you mean? It was so like, this movie was so fucking funny from beginning to end for the most part.
It is. It's almost nonstop. Like, I mean, it straight from when Luke Wilson gets home to find his wife cheating on him with a gangbang.
Yeah.
It's
a whole lot of more than gangbang.
I'm sorry.
That was some wild shit.
It's almost nonstop jokes, but it's still got a believable enough story that it works.
To an extent.
And Jeremy Piven is the villain. I can buy because I don't really like Jeremy Piven. I feel like he's super overrated. I feel like mostly because of Entourage, probably.
Yeah.
But I think he's kind of a douche. I think one of my favorite scenes by far, though, is where they tie the cinder blocks to their junk.
Yep.
Drop it off.
Like, that was fucking hysterical.
Big dude falls into the sewer.
Yeah, he drops
On
a
top of
cinder
the
block in the sewer. He's like, it wasn't meant to go down that way. Walk it off, man. It's-
They decided to do it.
The
so
fucking
great.
the KY wrestling scene with Blue.
Blue's death.
Oh, yeah. The titties. They seen through the
He's
shit.
like, Will Ferrell turns to him before the match. You good with this, Blue? He's like, ring the fucking bell, pussy.
Yo,
And
when
he's just staring
when
at the
Will
girls.
Ferrell was singing at his funeral, I was laughing so fucking hard.
Dude, that picture, that Navy picture, was Blue's actual picture from when he was in the Navy.
Oh, wow.
That's
The
awesome.
actor's actual naval picture.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's singing Danny Boy at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
You're my boy, Blue. How many people have fucking uttered that line since this movie came out? You're my boy, Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Probably a lot.
Like, I posted on the Twitter page that I was watching old school. One of the first comments was, "You're my boy, Blue."
They know. You're my boy, bro.
It is. This is. I don't know. Like, in the era of big budget comedies, for me, this ranks up there in the top by far.
I'll tell you what. At all the white comedies we've seen, this one's probably the best one we've watched. Overall, I feel. I could be wrong. It was definitely up there if it's not the best one.
There's also the line I love when before Will Ferrell starts to drink, kind of the line that breaks him and brings in Frank the Tank after he does the beer ball, and he's like, "Once it hits your lips, it's so good."
Mm-hmm.
That line just cracks me up every time.
What are you gonna do
It
tomorrow?
was so
You
fun.
know,
Pressure you to be drinking.
It's
You're a grown ass man. You're gonna have these kids peer pressure you into drinking. You're supposed to be like, no.
It's funny, but I mean, it is kind of a battle between adults and those college years
Yeah, you're
when
right.
you realize you kind of have to grow up and those days are done.
Yeah, but it's one thing I'll say when you're 25, still kind of living those years, or maybe even 26. When you're old enough to be their parents, I'm like, okay, that's weird.
To be fair, I mean, if you take their timeline accurately, and Luke Wilson is 30 years old in this movie, the other guys wouldn't have been much older.
True-ish. And I guess it depends on what year of college they're in. You don't draft them straight out of high school. Don't listen to what Nelly said in that song. That was wrong.
Fucking crazy ass pedo motherfuckers, man.
So, and also from what I was reading, so in 2006 there was actually a sequel written for this called Old School Ghosts, but all the original stars turned it down because they're like it's just them doing the same shit, but it was going to be at a spring break, basically. It was like just agent fraternity goes to spring break, and they're like, no.
But yeah, I was gonna say with these type of films, one film is good enough because you make sequels and you water it down with the sequel. It's not as funny.
Yeah, it's not a movie that needed a sequel.
No, then you end up making like a third or fourth sequel with just a whole new cast and fucking really just corny it up. Don't do that. Do this one.
Do you enjoy the Snoop Dogg cameo?
You have to. It's Snoop.
So the only reason he agreed to cameo in this film is because he wanted to play Huggy Bear in the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
Really?
Yep.
I love Snoop.
Nice.
So he was kind of bribed by Todd Phillips, the director. It's like, do this cameo and Huggy Bear is yours.
Okay.
Bet.
I mean, that's how a lot of things work in life. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And apparently this was early enough on in Vince Vaughn's career that the studio wasn't sure about his comedy and didn't want him at first.
What?
Vince Vaughn is like he's had a weird career because
He has.
at first, I don't know, at some point I feel like we talked about Lost World Like he's in that movies, like as a serious role. And then he also did he did that Psycho remake where he played the Anthony Perkins role. So like there was a time in the late '90s. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? he wasn't really like seen as a comedic actor yet. But this kind of, they're like, okay, yeah, he can do that and he can succeed.
Yeah, because this was 2003. When did Wedding Crashers come out? What, 3?
It had to be after. Yeah, it had to be after.
But when it comes to comedy, Vince Vaughn's kind of played the same character, I feel like, in that.
For the most part, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's great in this movie. I loved a lot of the stuff. He has some great scenes. The fucking, I guess, from what I was reading, he worked with Will Ferrell a lot to kind of basically figure out and make up backstories for their characters. Something they did so that when it came to just spitballing, and improvising, it made it easier for them, which is an interesting aspect, actually. If you make up a whole fucking backstory for your character, I could see how that might make it easier to improvise.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah, because you could just make up some stupid shit about, oh yeah, well, back in college when you were blah, 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 blah.
But, he was talking about it in an interview he did. It led to a lot of moments that were, of course, ad-libbed. The earmuff scene where he swears in front of the kids, tells the kid to do earmuffs. That was all off the cuff.
Wow.
And stuff like that.
I like it.
And he's great at it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And I still love the Dan Band. I can't listen to Total Eclipse of the Heart without dropping F-bombs in that song, even when it's the real version that comes on the radio.
Got you that excited.
It does. There was one time at work I had that song on my iPod and I plugged it into the speakers at my desk. I left it running. It was on random and I went to the bathroom and I came back and the fucking that song was playing. I'm like, oh shit. Like the people around me could hear it.
Oops. God damn it, Chris, again?
Oops.
I was cracking up when
Love
Will
this
Ferrell
movie.
kept trying to regift his bread maker.
Yep.
First to Mitch and then to Vince Vaughn's kid at the birthday party.
Yep.
I don't know, man. There's like a lot. They had a great number of running jokes in this movie too, that just fucking worked.
The bread maker thing, the thing that was funny about that, he was like, I gave this to you last year. He was like, oh yeah. He's like, we love it.
for his wedding. Loved it. They did, yeah. Like, it was great writing. They had some great ongoing jokes. It was the marriage counseling scene I thought was hilarious, where the counselor's like, you're in a safe space, and then Will Ferrell starts talking about the waitress's panties and wondering what they look like.
Yeah.
Just all with a straight face, looking confused when his wife looked angry, and he's like, no, it's fine.
Oh, shit. This guy's not doing this. That's what you're supposed to do, man.
And then the fucking van scene with Metallica blasting in the background, where they're just picking up all the students. That was awesome.
Where he takes the shit from the lake. If you tell anybody this is fucking coming back and I'll kill you. I'm just kidding.
Well, have my dinner. And then he takes like the cheese puffs or something out of the bag. And
Yeah, that part was funny. When he took Blue and left the walker.
Yep. And they gingerly help him into the van. That was good.
Yeah, that part was good.
Andy Dick's blowjob class.
That was weird, but funny as hell. I was like, what the fuck?
When Will Ferrell doesn't know what's happening, it looks like his wife is giving Andy Dick head and comes in and he just kicks it out.
Well, he attempts to, and then he gets beat up.
Yeah.
Which was
I don't know. There's just so many great parts of this movie. It's like every transition to the next scene is a great build up to some great joke that makes this whole scene work. Like the fucking tranquilizer gun with Sean William Scott as like the fucking animal guy there.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's good. And then, he pulls him out of the pool. This fucker French kissed me, and then he kicked him back into the pool.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Funny film though. Like I forgot how fucking funny this shit was. I went back watching it yesterday. I was just like, wow, this is fucking I wasn't expecting to be that because it's like your typical older guys in college doing some sort of shit with college kids type of movie, and just for some reason it worked. It was hilarious.
Yeah, man, it was
Reliving
great.
the glory days.
And even more importantly, I think it held up. There wasn't anything in this movie that I thought made it feel dated. All the jokes still worked. There's, the montage of shit they have to do to prove they're a legit fraternity at the end. That all of that was really great. Will Ferrell blacking out in the debate.
I love that shit.
That was great.
That
The
was
ribbon, the ribbon dance he has to do. The big guy doing all the flips over the gymnastic horse there. At the end.
Yeah, well, that scene when Will Ferrell blacked out and then comes back to it, he was like, "What happened?
What just happened? I blacked out." And James Carville was like, we have nothing to add.
Correct. Yeah, you did it. Yeah,
He did it. Another funny fucking. He always. There's just certain roles that are just Will Ferrell all over. It's like this is the perfect role for him. And he takes it and fucking does so great with him. It's
Yeah,
always
man.
more so always a funny, silly role and like really animated, but he does it so well.
He's got a musical coming out with Ryan Reynolds soon.
Oh my god.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Is James gonna watch it?
James
No,
will watch it with
He
his
will- he
pants
will.
off. He will watch it with his pants off because of Ryan
he will
Reynolds.
not watch it.
He will be
don't know,
performing the
he's-
Greasy Strangler as he
Greasy
Yeah.
Strangler. He'll have his bacon grease next to him and ready to go.
Oh man,
right in the tub and then
never carried over from Horror Research 30.
Yep. His morning's bacon grease he'll have right next to him.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny because what was it? Sean that said that he was like, it's for breakfast. He's like, hey, it's a pandemic, might as well. Wow. Oh, you guys have to watch. I'm telling you, guys have to watch the Greasy Strangler.
That was a fun stream.
It was. Like everything that was just carried away was just taken. There was no adults there, no supervision.
I don't want to choke a chicken. Strangle a chicken. Strangle a greasy chicken.
Oh god.
The Greasy Strangler.
The Greasy Strangler. Check it out, people. Trust me, it's fucking funny. But shit, I guess we can wrap this one up. Let's see.
Yep, because we don't want to knock anybody up.
Everyone's still hungover from last night.
I'm good.
I mean, I'm fine. Anybody that would watch this, I'm sure.
Ah. You're right. So,
yeah, the two both there. You catch me, the worst name gamer, on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Fridays and Saturday nights. Also Tuesdays and Thursdays with Sir Sturdy, and also here Saturday nights with Popcorn and Pints. Also, if you need anything in the digital world, if you need some photography done, you need some editing done, you need some content creation help, you need some overlays, you need some music production, you need some whatever, go hit up our boy James the Creator on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Hit up Any Last Words. Joe's got a bunch of things for you over there on her show. She's got flavors and cooking stuff. She's got stories. She's got reviews. She's got Patreon. Go check her stuff out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch as well. And So Good It's Scary. If you have your own project that's 30 minutes or less, you want to give us permission to review it live, you're going to hit us there on the Facebook. That will give us the permission to do it. And we got this on Tuesdays and Thursdays where...
Horror Research 30. Again, same with this one. I have to update this. The time is now 8 o'clock, so ignore that 9. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time. Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays is where we would do those reviews that Chris was just discussing about the half-hour horror shorts. Half hour or shorter. We would review them live here, show them and review them live on Horror Research 30, and then get to our regular movie review. Again, that would be on Tuesdays, where we do have the Tuesday and Thursday show, 9 o'clock Eastern time, so make sure you guys please tune in for that. As you guys know, every Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern time, we do Popcorn and Pints. So that's every Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern time, we do Popcorn and Pints. There's another awesome podcast under the Z Network, Stories from a Bar, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you can listen to podcasts, including YouTube. Go check out Stories from a Bar. You're going to hear some music reviews.
Beer and music.
Beer and music. Can't get much better than that. Actually, you can add some toppings. Boom. Beer, music, and chicken. If I'm involved, there's chicken.
Tacos.
There has to be chicken.
Chicken tacos. Buffalo chicken tacos. Now then, you can hop on over to the Deep Focus Cinema, get a deep dive on all kinds of cinema with Ibrahim and his many, many co-hosts, and they give a real deep dive, people. I'm telling you, they get in there. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck? But it's awesome. Go check it out.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
A movie colonoscopy, if you will.
And then you
I like that.
Yeah.
every Tuesday and Thursday. Or wait, what am I talking about? I'm lying.
Like, what the fuck? Am I high?
I'm coming down. Tuesday and Thursday is Horror Source 30. Cinematic Cannon's every other Saturday. So in 2 weeks, we'll be doing another film. I believe 2:30 Eastern time. More than likely, it should be the time. So make sure you guys tune in for the Cinematic Cannon. Thank you guys for popping by. Happy New Year. Rest in peace to Betty White and John Madden. Fuck you, Nicolas Cage. I'm starting the year off right.
I disagree with that.
West, Betty. West.